So I had a lacking body part as it comes to muscular development, and that was my upper chest. Yes, you heard that right. So I set out to do 90 days of daily upper chest training in order to get a bigger upper chest, and I think we succeeded. So I also got rid of some shoulder pain, and I also learned how to get better mind-muscle connection. So let's talk about this 90-day journey that I went on. You can see everything in the shorts, and yeah, without further ado, let's go! And I hear your concern, like if you do that on a daily basis, won't you get like muscle fatigue, or will that muscle just not be able to recover well enough in order for it to grow? Yes, that is exactly what I was fearing when I started out this journey. Even more so, like 2 weeks before I wanted to start this, I already felt my shoulder having aches and pains. So I was like, I'm going to start doing daily chest, which also involves shoulder movement, and I think I'm going to aggravate my shoulder even more. And it turns out that was really not the case, and more on that later. Back to muscle fatigue. The idea is to train to a point to not get sore, because if you get sore, your muscles get fatigued too much and you won't be able to train the next day. In fact, if you followed my series, I talked about around day 40 that I haven't felt sore the whole time. And the reason for that is I started very, very low, right? Even though, for example, with the dumbbell bench press, even though I can handle 28 kilograms for, let's say, 10 repetitions, I still started out with 12 kilograms, 12 repetitions, 3 sets. Just getting some blood flow in that muscle, making sure that I do it with full intent. So I really push hard even though the weight is not hard. So I really ingrain that pattern into my body. I really make sure I do it at full intensity, but I don't go to full capacity. So by doing so, I can give my body the breather that it needs in order to perform the next day and the next day and the next day. So that is really why I was able to do what I did. Obviously, we did use progressive overload every single day. We did a little bit better, and every day I was able to handle more load. So what did I do exactly to hit my upper chest? So every single day we did upper chest, but I didn't do the same exercise every single day. One of my staple exercises was the dumbbell bench press on an incline. The reason for that is it's the gold standard for upper chest training. The dumbbells make sure that you hit both sides equal instead of using a barbell where maybe one side is pushing more than the other. No, you have two arms, two separate weights, and you press at the same time. So this was like my main exercise, but I didn't want to do that every day. So I did the dumbbell bench press every other day. I started out with 45 degrees. It was like I was sitting too much straight up and I was like recruiting too much shoulders instead of my upper chest. So I went down to 37.5. Now, I saw a recent video from Nipple Guy, Jeff Nippert, yes. He talked about which one gets the best activation, which angle. And he went from 25 to 45 and then to 60. But I think for me personally, the sweet spot is 37.5. So if you have that angle, please try it out. For the other exercises, I looked at Jeff Cavalier from Athlean X. He had a website, a blog, where he said which exercises were very good to target the upper chest. So I got some inspiration out of that. I started out with the landmine rainbow, a very good exercise, gives a very good activation. The only problem is I had some shoulder pain, which we're coming to in a minute, and that aggravated that shoulder a little bit too much. So somewhere after 30 days, I stopped that exercise and I looked at his website for another one, and that was the upper chest uppercut. A very good exercise, not a lot of range of motion, but it really gives a good squeeze in that upper chest. So I really like that exercise for that. And then all of a sudden I got bored of it because it's unilateral and I'm not really a fan of unilateral exercises. So I decided to do a decline push-up, because then I don't have to come to the home gym, which is like 3 meters away from my house, and I could do them at the comfort of my home. So yeah. So as I said already, I started the series out with some nagging shoulder pain, and I was really scared to like blow out my shoulder or aggravate it even more, or get something chronic that I really couldn't get rid of anymore after 90 days. And I thought in my head, I have to stop at any point here. But turned out that doing upper chest on the daily basis and having to use my shoulders on a daily basis and being confronted to that pain every single day taught myself how to look for opportunities around that pain. Basically, I feel pain, I do the exercise, okay, I think about it, how can I adjust the exercise, or how can I adjust tension on these muscles in order to no longer feel pain? And that got me to Cuban rotations, right? I really love it, especially if you play with the angles. That is something that I learned from Dominic Sky back in the day. So he taught me you have to go to this angle, you do the 45-degree angle, and then you can do this angle. And playing with these different angles was very great on finding some weak spots in that shoulder and alleviating some tension. Also just stretching them out. It is still called smash, stretch, and strengthen the upper chest. I was able to like alleviate some tension and get rid of the pain. Also choosing the exercises according to how my body felt was a very smart move. So getting away from those rainbows was a very good one. And also when doing the dumbbell bench press, I also made sure that my scapula was retracted, and not too much, but just nice and stable, so I could push from a stable platform. So yeah, the shoulder feels very good right now. Still some pains in some angles, but yeah, I've resolved a lot by just obligating myself to work with it. And yeah, it had a very positive effect that I didn't anticipate. So let's talk about measures, aesthetics, things that I gained from doing this for 90 days. Well, I do feel my upper chest a lot more. It's like if I'm wearing a shirt, I feel like this is a little bit more filled up, and I have trouble seeing it on the footage. Like if you compare it to videos, I have trouble seeing it on the footage, but it really feels like I've gained some more upper chest. Next to that, I also gained better mind-muscle connection from doing said exercise. And I talked about it to a buddy of mine, and he did like daily triceps, daily biceps, and he said also by doing that on a daily basis and being mindful when you're working your biceps, you get better mind-muscle connection. And in my opinion, better mind-muscle connection means better recruitment of those muscles and better targeting of those muscles when you do other exercises. And yeah, after the 90 days, I did regular old bench press with 100 kilograms. I hoped for a new PR. Unfortunately, I just did the same thing as my previous PR, which was 4 reps, which is still amazing in my opinion. And I really felt a big activation in my upper chest, even though flat barbell bench press isn't really an upper chest targeter. But by having more mind-muscle connection, I was able to recruit those muscle fibers just a little bit more. As it comes to regular training, because yeah, it's not because you're doing upper chest every single day that all the rest just has to fall. But how do you manage your other training around something that you do on a daily basis? And I feel like this is also a very interesting one. And the way I went around this is, if I'm doing upper chest on a daily basis, basically I'm hitting chest and shoulders every single day, right? We have to see that as a complete package, right? It's not because it's just upper chest, we hit chest and shoulders on a daily basis. So in my regular training, I didn't do anything of pressing exercises, not horizontal pressing, not vertical pressing. I just didn't do that for 90 days on my regular training sessions, right? I did do my exercises for upper chest, but nothing else. Okay, that's good. So we don't overload the system too much, right? We still want to be smart about this. Then we train one area a lot. So we train a lot of pushing exercises. So we need to counteract that with a lot of antagonistic training, meaning we need to train the rear delts, the lats, everything that's behind us. We need to train extra so we have more capacity in the front. On my training days, I focused more on doing back chin up. Well, then I also did like a Meadows row or a barbell row. External rotation or the Cuban rotations, I did more of them on training days so that I get extra reps in for the antagonists of the upper chest and the shoulders. So it's very important to be smart about it so you don't overuse those muscles. And if you quote unquote overuse them, make sure that you also overload the rest of the system so that everything stays balanced. That is basically my 2 cents on 90 days of upper chest training. I hope now that I set a baseline, because that was really the idea, to set a baseline for my muscles so that in the future I don't have to train upper chest that much, but whenever I target chest, that I get more upper chest activation and that I can maintain muscle that I've built over the 90 days that came now. And normally when you do upper chest every single day and you build more nuclei into that cell, normally if I did that, they should stay for the rest of my life. And that means that whenever I train less, that these nuclei will still be there and I will be able to ramp up my chest a lot faster. I don't know, that's the idea at least. I'm not a scientist. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you didn't, please check out the series. Guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out!